What's up guys, it's your girl Antoinette back with another video, and today I'm going to be telling you about my time working in retail because woo child, the ghetto, it was terrible. There were days where I just would go in the back and cry, and I thought why not share these stories with you guys, because most of you will be getting into retail or have experienced some of the same things I have with rude customers, because we know for some reason retail is just you're so disrespected in retail and food service. So let's get on to a few of my experiences. So I started working at this kids clothing store. I don't know how popular it is, but let's call it the Kids Palace. And the Kids Palace was a pretty neat place. I always liked it. It's a cute clothing store. The clothes are kind of expensive. I wouldn't say they're high end, but they're expensive enough. And yeah, so the people that walk in there are always entitled parents that just assume that you're not a human being because they are the customer, I guess. So with this specific customer, it was my second day of working, and usually it was just me, the cashier person, and the manager. My manager was pretty cool. He was pretty laid back, and well, the manager on that shift, I have stories about that too, but the manager on that shift, he was pretty cool. He was pretty laid back, and he was very helpful. I was pretty much getting the hang of retail work on the second day. It's not really too hard. There's one concept that I still could not understand, I want to say for months even after this particular situation. So it was my manager's time for his break, and he wanted to go and grab some food from inside the mall, because my particular store was inside of a mall. He was like, okay, I'm gonna go on my break, I'll be right back, you should be able to handle things. He wasn't gone for more than 10 minutes. So in those 10 minutes things happened pretty fast, but it's a cash register, I'm selling the clothes, scanning and things like that. But one of our policies at the Kids Palace was that what you exchange what you want to exchange with something else, it has to be the exact same item, just in the same colors. What? Or no, yeah. Was it?
A few moments later.
Either way, it was if I had this blue hoodie, I couldn't go exchange it for a red pair of shorts. You feel me? It has to be this blue hoodie, just in a different size, which is this is a United hoodie if you can see. So this lady, she comes in, I can already tell she has an attitude. It's like their demeanor is never really nice when they approach you. I don't know what it is, but I could already tell she was going to be a problem by the way that she was speaking. So she came up, she had a bunch of clothes that she said her child couldn't fit, but that somebody bought for her, and she wanted to exchange them for a completely different set of clothes. They weren't the same item, they weren't the same color. And I was like, oh, are you returning? Do you want store credit, or are you exchanging? What do you want to do here? Because you can't exchange this for something else, for a completely different item. And she was like, oh, well, can I just get store credit? And I was like, okay. She does it, and she doesn't do it actually because I'm doing it. And then I'm like, okay, so do you have the receipt? She's like, no, I don't have the receipt. How is this gonna help me do anything? So with my particular store, we could pull it up on the card. So yeah, so she was like, okay, but she doesn't have the card either because she didn't buy it, which I think I said this earlier, but I understood that. So I'm like, okay, this particular situation, I'm confused on what to do. My manager will be back in a minute. I'm like, but you can't exchange these clothes anyways because they're not the same items. So what we can do is once again give you store credit. So the situation, it seems like I'm saying it difficult, but she couldn't exchange the clothes because she had no receipt. She couldn't exchange the clothes because they weren't the same items. She didn't have a receipt or a credit card, but she wanted to exchange, but also store credit would have given her money to buy the clothes. So I'm like, okay. I go to the register and I'm like, okay, we'll just do that. We'll give you store credit, which she didn't want. People don't understand that store credit is literally, you get to buy this stuff again. I just can't exchange it for you because that's the policy, and I'm not getting in trouble on my second day. So getting ready to do store credit, and I forgot how to swipe the card, and at first when I went to the register it seemed easy, so I understood her frustration with me not knowing how to do it. And with me being confused a little about her situation, I understood her being frustrated. Like, that is something that I feel that was valid. She's all right to be frustrated. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot, my manager will be back in like 2 minutes. If you can let me take care of the rest of the customers, and he could help you, and maybe he could possibly exchange the clothes for you, you know, because managers sometimes pull strings. So she huffed and was like, well, I don't understand why they have you working register if you don't know how to do anything. And it just, like, I think that was the first experience where I was like, I really want to quit this job, because I don't get why people have to be so rude. Like, learn how to keep the comments to yourself. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. And that was the first, and she was just really rude even thereafter. Like, she's on the phone like, I'm about to get angry, blah blah blah, this and that. And her friend was also in the store with her, and her friend was like, be nice. And you know, like, it's that tone that they share where it's like, don't go off on her, blah blah blah, like being funny. And with me, first job in retail, I didn't want to like say anything that would make her angrier, because then we would just be fighting in the store, and then we both probably would end up in jail. But it was just like, the tone that she continued to use, even when she stepped up to the counter, is what I did not like. Is what she was also probably trying to confuse me in the first place to get to be able to exchange it, because these are the type of customers that come in and already know the store's policies, but they feel like they could get around it in some way. So that was the first retail experience where I really wanted to like pull my hair out, and hers, but I kept my cool because second day. It was a particularly bad day. I was with one of the managers that I really hated. Like, this dude was just not my cup of tea. And I remember him saying a lot of things to me. Like, he was already having me fold 1,001 clothes, filling racks by myself. He would sit in the back all day and do nothing, and that really pissed me off because I couldn't say anything to him like, come help me with these customers, because they're really like, you almost want to catch a case working retail. So this lady, she comes in. This is the day, worst day of my life working in retail. So I already had a few angry customers because they didn't get their way, and the customer is always right and blah blah blah. So we had these handheld things in retail. Certain stores you might see them where it looks like a phone, like it looks like a phone, but it's also like a point of sales register for credit cards and debit cards, and you can use gift cards on it too. So it doesn't have any cash, like no cash, it's just all electronic. And this lady comes in with her piece of paper and she's like, oh, I have the gift card code, can I use this in the store? And I'd never seen it before since working there. So I made sure and checked with my manager before telling her yes, because I didn't want to give her the wrong answer and then we get to the register and she can't use it. So she has the code, it's fine. I'm like, okay, do you want to go and shop for what you want, you know, pick out the things that you like, and when you come to the register, I got you. Like, I'll take you, ring you up, and put your stuff in the bag and you can go. Simple transaction. And she shopped for about 20 minutes. It was fine. She never said anything about using money. She just said she wanted to use the gift card. And that day, my manager was pissing me off, like I said. And he comes to me and he's like, make sure you get her to use the mobile POS because you guys haven't been using it and you need to use it, because for whatever reason, you just need to use it, like dumb policies. So cause like he was harping on me all day about using the stupid mobile POS. So I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna use it because she's using a gift card. Like, me and him had already gone over the situation once I asked him if she could use it from this piece of paper. So she's done. I did 2 racks by myself. She comes up to the register and I'm like, you're using the gift card again, right? She didn't say, oh, gift card and money. She didn't say, oh, there's only this certain amount on the gift card. She didn't say any of that. So ring it up on the mobile POS thingy, right? No cash. Once again, no cash. And we get to her total and it's like $8 left. from after I used the gift card. And she's like, oh, I'll pay with cash. That was the moment that I just wanted to die. I was annoyed with her, but most of all, like, maybe I didn't word the question correctly to let her understand that I cannot use cash on this thing. So I'm like, ooh, okay, let me go and get my manager. She's like, okay, that's fine, what's the problem? I'm like, I can't use cash on this at all, so I'm gonna go get him and see what he can do. And so my annoying manager comes out, and because it's getting me heated all over again, he comes out and he's like, why didn't you use the register? Why didn't you ask her if she was using cash? And yeah, he asked her, he's like, why did she ask you if you were using cash? And she was like, no. The lady, this customer was like, no, she didn't ask me if I was using cash. And I just like, I physically went, what? And then I had to turn around because I was about to just like go off on these people. That was the day I was gonna lose my job. And he looks at me, he's like, next time ask her if she wants to use cash. And I really, it's like every job where they say the customer is always right, they treat the cashiers or the workers like nothing, and then the customer is right for something that they were obviously not right for. And so now he can't refund her gift card because we already did the transaction and there's only a few dollars left anyway, so like it's stuck. So I don't know how he did it, but the lady is saying that like, I can't believe these stupid people here are doing this and are doing that, and I could just physically feel myself shaking next to my manager because I was ready to drag this lady to the fullest. And ooh, she just like, I just hate people that are just so rude for no reason. She's like, I'm gonna be late to work. She's on the phone. She's like, I'm gonna be late to work. These stupid people here, they don't know how to do anything. I don't know why they won't let me leave, blah, blah, blah. First of all, you can leave if you want. You can get a refund and you can leave, or you can sit here and wait until we fix your problem. And then you can have your clothes and go. Like, nobody told you to come shop at a store for a half an hour and then be late to work. Like, you could have waited until afterwards. It wasn't gonna kill you. So she does that and she leaves. He fixes it, she leaves, she grabs her bag angrily and walks out of the store. And my manager just looks at me, he's like, next time ask her if she uses cash. Like, first of all, you already said this. You said it several times while she was here. You belittled me in front of the customer while she was here, and now you're saying it to me. So he walks back, and have you ever been so angry that you just cry because you can't do anything about it? So that was the day, like, I grabbed a stack of clothes and went to fold them, and I'm just sniffling and tears are coming down my eyes, like cheeks, my cheeks, because that's how angry I was. I was like ready to set it off in the kids' palace. I was ready to go Cleo, Queen Latifah, just everywhere. So that folding clothes, and that was the end of the day. And then this situation is like an hour later with my manager. So usually sometimes on my break my mom would come and bring me my mail because I don't live with her. Since I'm a college student, I live in a dorm. So she was bringing me my mail from home, and it was just me and my manager there because one cashier, one manager. So I've already finished up my customers. There's no line for me, and my mom is kind of like waiting in the line, but it's not a line because I know who she is. And I'm like, can I go on my break? And he's like, don't you have a customer right here? First of all, if I did, I would have finished them and wouldn't have asked for a break. But since when do I have to have finished all of my customers to go on break? Like, if it's my break, it's my break. That, I mean, it's illegal not to let me go on my break. So I was like, no, this is my mom. I'm going to go with her for my break and I'll be back. Like, working in retail has taught me a lot. I did meet like my staff members, like my fellow co-workers were the best people I've ever met. I still keep in contact with a few of them even though I don't work there anymore. But I feel like everyone should work retail at least once in their lifetime because it humbles you. I mean, I'm not saying go and be used to being abused and used to people yelling at you and entitled older women for some reason that don't know how to control their emotions. I'm not saying you should have to endure that, but I also think that people like that should have to work retail and they should see how it feels to be yelled at day in and day out by these people you don't know. So yeah, I think retail really humbled me, and I would consider working it again because it was easy money, and the hours were flexible, but also the people were just like, they need to tone it down a bit. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. My social media links are in the description box down below, and tell me some of your retail experiences or your food service experiences. Maybe I should get some food service experience. I don't know, I don't think I would work anything to do with that because that's probably worse than retail. But anyways, leave those down below and I'll see you next video. My clothes, so tired.